Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review and an overview for Masters of the Universe episode Revolution episode 5, The Sword and the Scepter. This is the finale for this season. And I'm very excited to get into it. As always, there will be spoilers ahead, so if you haven't seen that, go back and watch it. Go watch it and then come back. Uh, we'll be talking about that. Also, make sure to go check out our reviews for episodes 1 through 4 that will be on the channel. And if you're a member, you're getting some of these videos out early. So go check that out. Go join our membership on the channel. You get videos in advance, kind of like this. So let's talk about the cast for the final episode real quick. So of course we have Chris Wood is the voice of He-Man and Adam. Melissa Benoist is Tila. Leon Cunningham is Duncan, Man at War, that got a upgrade in his armor last episode. Keith David is Hordak, who as of now has been taken out. Mark Hamill is Skeletor. Griffin Newman voices Orko. Stephen Root voices Cringer and Battlecat. William Shatner voices Keldor, who we found out is the other half of Skeletor. They're the same person. It's complicated. Tiffany Smith voices Andra. John Delancey voices Granomir, the dragon. Lena Headey voices Lynn. Ted Vieselli voices Wildor. And Diedrich Vader voices King Randor. So here we go. This is it, the finale of the season. Let's kind of go through some of the events that happened. We'll talk more about, overall my feelings for this episode. So we flash back to a younger Adam training with Tila, and this is where we get a lot of the romantic stuff, and it's also a very nice way to bookend the episode. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about when we get there. Adam finally gets his new sword from Wildor and Orko, which is really cool, and he goes to finally help Tila control the three different magics that she's wielding, because the scepters contain a lot of power, and I don't know that she was fully ready for that. But now that the power of Grayskull has been freed from the control of Motherboard, Adam is able to share the power of Grayskull with Tila, and then they both kind of transform into their new looks. Right, Adam has a new sword, so his look is going to be different. You've probably seen it in the trailers, and Tila is also going to look different. You've probably seen it in the promo art. I got a lot of really cool like Sailor Moon vibes for this transformation, like Magical Girl transformation, which is really cool. Both character designs look just super rad. Like I really love the look of them. I think one of the things that this show has a very strong presence with is just character design. I think overall, like everyone, like I said, Hordak was one of my favorite looks. Skeletor has had some really cool looks all throughout the series, and even Lynn has a change, and of course we saw Tila like have like three different outfits. I guess four now with this final transformation. So really cool. Very much, very interesting anime tropes of like changing your look after a power upgrade. Uh, so the show also is funny at like the most random moments, which I really appreciate, because this is the original Saturday morning cartoon was silly and in full of camp, and I appreciate that they've taken this and made it a little bit more serious, maybe raised the stakes a little, but they never forget about like what we love about the original cartoon as well. Lena Headey, just MVP of the show. She's so good when it comes to the dramatic moments, the serious moments, the cool fights, and just even these funny moments. Like she's really good at that. Skeletor, as I mentioned, he also gets a new look now that he has managed to balance magic and technology all at the same time. He-Man finally liberates Castle Grayskull with the new sword. And then, of course, Tila restores Preternia, which is the main thing that she's been working through for the whole episode. Um, so yeah, here we are, final showdown between Skeletor and He-Man. Really cool choreography of the fight. Very interesting animation. There's a lot of like very dynamic movements with the animation where it almost looks like an unfinished shots, but they're not. They just create this more dynamic flow. I think that was really well done. But we always have that cheesy dialogue from Skeletor. The banter between He-Man and Skeletor, I think, has always been overall like good-hearted, even though they kind of hate each other. So yeah, Skeletor continues to raise his army of kaiju tech, like we saw in episode 1 or episode 2. which really, like, this is kind of where everything happens, right? A lot of the confrontation happens there. As I mentioned, Granomir is back. He shows up to help them fight. He shows up to lend a hand. He has this really cool shout out to, like, Lord of the Rings, because of course the people making this show are big nerds like we are, and has his "You shall not pass" moment, but he says it in his dragon tongue, which is but the show, if you're watching it with the caption, it just reads like in dragon language, "You shall not pass." So he goes out like Gandalf after destroying one of the flying kaiju that is trying to take down the ship and everybody that's attacking them. So now that Preternia is restored, King Randor shows back up and helps He-Man fight Skeletor. Really cool stuff, because now that his soul can finally go somewhere, he's able to kind of bring that back. All the champions from Eternia come back to help out as well, and really cool. We've seen a lot of these champions in the past from season one, so it's really cool to see them again. These fallen heroes, friends of He-Man that they liberated from episode one. So, like I mentioned, this show really paying off on everything that it set up, even if it's only 5 episodes. So I thought that was really cool. He-Man restores Keldor using the power of his sword. So he kind of undoes everything that the technology did, that the Havoc staff did. So interestingly enough, Skeletor is now reverted back to his original form of Keldor. Eternia is then declared free, so they won't have a king anymore. They'll elect people democratically, and then it looks like Adam and Teela are gonna moving together to Castle Grayskull. So that's kind of where we leave off the season, with Eternia as this free nation that has fended off Hordak's attack, has fended off Skeletor's attack. Skeletor is now trapped in his in a dungeon in the I think it's in Castle Grayskull. Um, so yeah, everyone is now kind of like moving on to their new lives. Now that there's no more kingdom, there's no more. It is just a city of free people. So very exciting stuff. I think the pacing of this might be a little bit too fast for a lot of people, but I don't, like, I think overall this kind of goes back to his roots of, like, you have to resolve the problem within a very short time, right? That's what those Saturday morning cartoon episodes, they would resolve pretty much every issue within one, maybe 2 episodes if you really push it. So having everything wrapped up in 5 really makes a lot of sense. There is an after credits scene at the end where we see that Lynn is welcome into the Cosmic Enforcers. I don't know what the hell the Cosmic Enforcers are. If you know a little bit more about that, let me know down in the comments. Maybe they were set up in season one and I just wasn't aware. But now that Lynn has finally completed her arc, now I hope that this doesn't mean that we won't see Lynn in the future if they keep making this. We also do have uh, another after credit scene where we see Horde Prime, who is like a masked uh, character, healing Hordak. So Hordak isn't dead. He's just still recuperating. So that'll be interesting. I'm sure the revenge will come, and maybe Skeletor and He-Man will have to work together to defeat Hordak and whoever's helping him out now. But that remains a mystery. I'm sure if you're an OG fan of the cartoon or the mythos, you probably know who's behind Prime, this Horde Prime. But we'll leave it a mystery for now. So very cool stuff. Great season. So if you have seen this, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. As always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone.